First time I was sneezing, second time I had something stuck in my eye. Third time's a charm. Welcome to Raw Talk. Link down below in the description box to credit WWE. Remember that when I do these little videos, I really enjoy them, but I don't always necessarily have something to say in depth about every single little thing that occurred on a show. We started off with something that I want to share with you that I've mentioned before, but I'm saying it again, sounding like a broken record because the same thing happened again. Logan Paul is a heel. At least so I think, based on how he talks to the crowd. But when he comes out, he never shies away from shaking hands with some of the fans that do appreciate him. That's not something I recall ever seeing from a heel. So that gives it a unique dynamic, and I really enjoy that. I also enjoy how him and very, 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 very few other people, if any at all, when the crowd goes, "What?" Like he goes with it. He lets them say the what, then he'll say something. What? Like I really enjoy that back and forth. And then funny enough, Brock Lesnar did the same thing where he grabs the mic, he's like, "Go on, say it." I really appreciate that because it's not something that you see too often. So two very subtle pieces of detail that Logan Paul does that other superstars don't do. And again, there's no denying, like back at Royal Rumble, it helps if I remember the event, when he was showcasing that moment, each side of the ring, and they just like slammed at each other, clotheslined each other. Like, I don't think I'd ever seen anything like that before. It is undeniable how amazingly talented this guy is. He's kicking my ass on YouTube, kicking my ass in WWE, because I'm not there, and that was one of my biggest dreams growing up forever. It's always been to be in WWE. Now that ship, I was going to say that ship has sailed, it never left the dock. Okay? Like, I'm going to be 45 years old. I'm not starting my WWE career now. I'm more comfortable just behind the scenes like this. I'd rather be a Paul Heyman than a Roman Reigns, to be honest with you. Or a Corey Graves. Especially with the nice suits. So yeah, so this is going to be, for me, and especially at SummerSlam, I feel like sometimes wrestlers, superstars really bring an extra level of oomph to the table. They do a little extra pizzazz sometimes. And I have a really strong feeling, depending on how they direct the match, that this could be one of the biggest bangers of the night. You know, I just realized how awkward that looks, but anyways. So that's what I have to say about that. 10-minute speech on that, and then I got nothing else to say about nothing else. About the rest. Ludwig Kaiser. I really, really love... Oh! How did I forget? Oh my god. Samantha Irvin. Oh boy, the ring announcer. God, she's amazing. And I love how he brought him, or her, into it quickly, because I didn't know this. Ricochet and Samantha Irvin are engaged. Like, that's really cool. Anyways, that was really neat. And speaking of Samantha Irvin, I really love how she's like, Ludwig Kaiser. You know, like she really tries to emphasize, you know what I mean? Like their names, and I really, she's awesome. So, anyways. This was great. Again, Matt Riddle, fantastic, fantastic wrestling superstar, along with Ludwig Kaiser. I really like Gunther. I really love Imperium. The only reason I don't really necessarily like the Giovanni is because we don't really see him do anything. He just stands there. Doesn't say much, doesn't wrestle much. It's kind of hard to like somebody when you don't see or hear what the hell they're doing. And again, nobody could see John Cena for 20 years and we still loved him. You see what I did there? That's why my videos get 10 views. So this was great again. I was really glad to see Ludwig Kaiser redeem himself, and I like that angle where he doesn't go overboard Gunther with, "You gotta redeem yourself, you made me look bad." And then Ludwig Kaiser kind of takes it. But man, could I ever see this guy be a huge babyface someday. Like, just wow. Would be crazy. Anyways, This, to me, had the E in WWE. I was entertained. Now, this was, it's kind of weird because, like, the whole thing since she departed from the Maximum Male Models, which I don't really know what happened to that. Kind of liked them, actually. There was something about them that I liked. These guys have always grown on me. I really, really like this team, and I like the inclusion of her in it and how she's all into it now, and before she was like, psh, whatever. And she's coming along. I don't know how much training she's got, if she's supposed to be like a woman's superstar or just supposed to be a manager. But it was cool to see her wrestle. Just the whole energy and Otis and Chad on the outside. Like the whole thing was cool to me. And it was nice to see. But I have to admit, the match itself wasn't all that great. But it's okay. Not trashing it. I'm just saying, yeah. It was better than Chelsea Green Sonya Deville. Okay, let's go to the next thing. The Judgment Day explained they will dominate at SummerSlam. Rhea Ripley's good on the mic, good in the ring. Just can't say enough good things about her. I really want to see what's going to happen between Finn and Damian. Like, anyways, because later in the match, I'm going to say it now in case I forget, Finn was hesitating giving the briefcase to Damian. And it was just, I'm telling you, something wild is going to happen someday. And I'm just going to be there for it. And then Raquel Rodriguez came and battered up Rhea Ripley for a bit. And then this is how it ended, back with her knee being injured. Shinsuke defeats Tommaso Ciampa. He's growing on me a little bit, the tomato guy. A little bit there. Shinsuke I've always liked. I don't know if he's becoming a heel. I said that last week, where he wants people out of his business. Bronson Reed was looking on. Not too sure why. But yeah, this was just an all-around good match. Sometimes, and I've said this before too, sometimes you can have like a really sound match, but if there's not too much history, too much going on, you can have all these perfectly executed moves. Sometimes a match can still feel a bit, where I'm not like at the edge of my seat sort of thing. I mean, I wasn't at the edge of my seat for this, but it was still nice to see. I really enjoy Shinsuke Nakamura. I mean, really, really amazing. And then, oh boy, yeah, let's talk about that. Brock Lesnar unleashed a brutal beatdown. Oh yeah, the whole thing with Brock and Cody Rhodes again. What the hell, where's the pictures? But anyways, I can't wait until after SummerSlam, because I do enjoy the little feud that is going on here. I think it's good. But ultimately, I can't wait for it to come to an end and see what's next for these two going their own separate way. And then the whole Gunther match, that was really good with Chad Gable. I mean, that was one of the highlights of the night for me. Gunther failed in the 5-minute, but then somehow still managed to win the match because it got kind of overturned, and then they extended the match, and there you go. And that one, I'm really excited to see the whole Drew McIntyre dethroning Gunther potentially. Becky Lynch defeated Trish by disqualification. I mean, they're two of my favorites. So for me, they're some of the best women in the ring. Even Trish at 50 years old could teach a thing or two or three to some of these ladies in the locker room that are half her age. Just great. Really, really nice. And I don't remember if they have a SummerSlam match. I think I talked about it yesterday. But I know that, nevertheless, Lynch, Trish... Yeah, I can't remember. But either way, I had a lot of fun. Because I'm trying to remember all these things. 3 hours of wrestling. It's hard to do. I might have to start, like, watching a little segment, share my thoughts on it right away, pause the video, watch the rest of it, and kind of just piece everything together so everything's fresh in my mind. But yeah, I don't know too much what's going on for SummerSlam there. I really don't know. Maybe we could see... Oh my goodness, I can't remember her name. Lita. Jeepers. At SummerSlam, I have no idea. But I hope there's something going on at SummerSlam. Let me know down below if you know. Seth freaking Rollins and Sami Zayn defeated Damian Priest and Dirty Dom Mysterio. Again, I really feel like Damian Priest, for a bigger guy, is doing really, really well. He's definitely getting a better push than someone like, let's say, Baron Corbin or The Miz that are just getting the short end of the stick. And that's not to say that those guys aren't as good sometimes if you're not putting a good storyline. I mean, that is it. You're done. This was really nice to see. Not a usual tag team you're going to see too often. But Seth Rollins and Sami Zayn paired up together as KO is out of action with an injury. Don't know if it's legit or scripted. I have no idea, because lately a lot of people have been getting injured. So, and this was the one, like I said, where Finn Balor was reluctant to hand over the briefcase because he was thinking of cashing it in. Now let's take a look at a couple of things here. There is something I want to mention. This actually needs to be mentioned. To me, it was noteworthy. The whole sit-down with Ronda Rousey, the highlight interview, if you will, it went on for like a good couple of minutes, and Shayna Baszler, like just the way she talks and all that and tells a story, it was like really, really good. I wasn't expecting that from her, because for the longest time it was just a freaky, no eyebrow, face paint and look at me, and I was just like, yeah, whatever. And then this whole thing happened with Ronda. Then we started hearing her talk, share her emotions, share how she's speaking. So don't forget, all of this is scripted, right? So you have to put yourself in that mode and try to actually feel those emotions. And then you had the tears of Ronda Rousey, which I wouldn't be able to do on a whim if I was acting. I could do the angry shit, but this whole crying crap, I wouldn't be able to do it on a whim. And it just felt really authentic. Like, it felt like they were actually sharing a real story. It didn't sound or feel scripted. And to me, that can be hard to do, because this whole like thing, and it was so like stereotypical from the 80s and 90s, and even now, this whole come this Sunday, Madison Square Gardens, WrestleMania, I will emerge victorious. Like, wow. You know what I mean? So generic. So cliche, but some of our favorites would say it, and I still lapped it up, and I was like, yay! But I felt like, I don't know, these two are pretty good on the mic and in the ring. So again, lately, Shayna Baszler, I'm seeing stuff about her and hearing stuff from her that I didn't know was there before. That's why I said you can't always judge a performer, superstar wrestler from what you see on TV, because you never know. You just don't know what they're told to do and not do. Some of these people are able to do things that would blow your mind, but they're told to simmer down a bit, not make it look too good, put the other person over. You're supposed to be more of a jobber or whatever, and you can't be doing all these crazy things. So, there it is. I was nervous. I don't know why, but for some reason this week, Raw felt a bit weird. Not that it wasn't good. It was just, I don't know. I was kind of nervous to make this video because I didn't even know if I'd have anything to say for 5 minutes. I didn't feel like there was a lot of moments where I was like, oh yeah, I can't wait to... Yeah, I still managed to make a 14-minute video on it. That is interesting. So I'm going to end it here before it hits the 15-minute mark. You like the video, thumbs up. It does greatly help support the channel with the algorithm. You didn't like it, go ahead, give it a thumbs down. We'll bend it in half and twist it, and we'll give you a Kaiser elbow right on the thumb. Don't ask. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, I mean, naturally, that would be great now, wouldn't it? But if not, whatever. Thanks for stopping by anyways. Take care. Maybe I'll see some of you in the next one. Bye for now.